Welcome to It All Boils Down to This, the podcast where father and son take the kitchen table arguments and heated discussions from their home directly to yours. Jim and Jack Boyle will explore the world as only they can. We might even let a few guests join the fun. So sit back, choose a side, watch the water temperature rise, and enjoy stimulating generational conversation about sports and life. Welcome to It All Boils Down to This, episode 35. Jack has joined us, host Jim Boyle. We got a lot to go over this week, Jack. The Masters, the NBA play-in tournament, the draft's coming up. The Sox are really playing like crap. Coach Cal's going to Arkansas. You've got some fun things with the rants on Chelsea and also your Man United stuff. So let's start off right away with the Masters because that's what we talked about. You're wearing Tiger Red today. That was the one bet was Tiger would not wear red. He did play, and he didn't play that well.
Yeah, he played. He played at like an amateur level, but yeah, he played.
He got through 72 holes, which you didn't think he would.
No, I was wrong. I was wrong, but yeah, he played. Yeah,
he's gonna be.
But it's like at this point, it's like, is that even worth it? Like a guy that you made the cut, but when you finish last, I don't know.
He's gonna go all out, and he's gonna go out to be. He's once played PGA Valhalla as well, so that's a good sign if he can get in the Masters. I think it's just a matter of him playing more, making shots. But you picked the winner, so all hats off to what?
He might have a heat stroke there.
He could have a heat stroke there.
Yeah, no way.
You picked the winner.
Yep.
And that was great. And Scheffler, quick thoughts. Back nine, everybody choking. He took it up.
4-1 odds. I mean, you don't get a lot in golf, so when you get that, you see a guy playing well. You know he's going to win. He didn't have his A game. He beat everybody by 4 shots, right? He didn't have his A game till the back nine on Sunday. And he totally turned it up, and he showed he can go to a level that nobody else can go to. But also, his bottom is so good right now, where he's just. I mean, the criticism or the thing coming him was he can make enough putts. It wasn't just that he made way more than enough putts. It ended up being with him the way his 72 holes were going. It was like, is he going to be able to start hitting his irons like he normally does? He won with his B game by 4 shots. So he's way better than ever.
Well, he won with his B game till back nine when he really dominated. He was hitting shots. I think his shot making is just phenomenal. I agree with you on that. And he dominated. He dominated the field. 11 killed everyone, obviously, and then 12 killed Homa. And he
didn't kill him.
Steady. Didn't kill him, right? And on Saturday on 13, where he hit that eagle. That was the turning point for everything. But he won by like 4 or 5 strokes. So it's obvious that he was the best player on that course. And he's won his second Masters, and he's the best player in the world. But his competition didn't do too bad. The Oberg kid played well for his first major. Homa, until that 12th hole blow up, was doing very well. Morikawa was that surprised me the most. Some guy who's won 2 majors playing like that down the stretch. But again, they said that he won his 2 majors in the COVID with no crowd. So does that impact you or not, do you think?
Maybe a little bit, but I think that's probably overblown in golf, the effect of the crowd. I don't think that the crowd is affecting them that much, right? Like, it's not like they're nervous swinging the golf club because they're in front of a person. They're nervous because like they're playing for the Masters. Like, crowd or not, it doesn't matter. You'd be nervous over a golf ball. Like, I'm playing golf the other day trying to win this scramble. I'm nervous taking some shots at some point. So it's like, I think the crowd in golf's overblown. So no, I wouldn't think that. I just think like he said on TV, he got too greedy with some of his shots. On 11, he tried to make birdie. Don't try to make birdie on 11. On 12, I don't know. He hit too many shots where he went for too many pins because I think the effect, it's almost like when you were playing Tiger back in the day. The reason why a lot of these guys might like falter around him and make mistakes is because they feel they have to play 110% to beat Scheffler. Because it's like, oh, Scheffler's playing his A game right now. I have to play better than my A game to beat him. I have to play perfect golf. So I think they all started to get a little bit greedy like that, knowing that the only way I'm beating Scheffler is if I make birdies. Yeah, they weren't getting Scheffler making pars.
All 3 of them went from even or 1 shot behind to 4 or 5 shots behind, like in the blink of an eye. All of a sudden, Scheffler is making shots, and he did what he played like Tiger used to play. Tiger would play 11, he'd throw it off to the right, he'd take his par. He'd throw it to the middle of the green, he'd take his par. He'd try to score in the 2 par 5s, take those, and go on. And you got to give the guy credit. He played great golf. He is the best player in the world. Put the live guys to shame too. I think that only DeChambeau and Smith finished top 10 from our friends from live. But what's
talk about not being able to putt? DeChambeau, he could not putt for the life of him over the weekend there.
I tell you something though, on Thursday, Friday, the course ate everybody up. The winds and everything, and nobody played well. What did Scheffler was 11 under to win? I think 11, which is last year I think was 14. So that's means the
It was
course.
hard, yeah.
It was tough, and but then again, the closest competitor to him was 7 under. So
Yeah, even
he
that's the
could have
thing.
made
Even
4 strokes.
even if those guys don't make mistakes, even if Aberg doesn't hit in the water, even if he or make double, even if Morikawa doesn't put in the water, even if Homa doesn't put in the bush, Scheffler still wins. Like
Most
even
likely,
if,
yes.
yeah,
Yes, I
even if he still would have won.
I thought that Max Homa, who I was rooting for down the stretch, he didn't play the par fives well at all. Homa didn't. I mean, and then Oberg was actually probably the best of the 3 challengers. Tommy Fleetwood played well from behind. He did the old Rory McIlroy top 5, come in and backdoor top 5, we call it. So what's the future hold for this whole world? You're talking Grand Slam, or are you thinking he'll have trouble 1 or 2 courses?
No,
Because the PGA Valhalla, which it's not going to be hot in Valhalla. It's going to be warm, but it's going to be hot in Kentucky there. But what do you think? Can he win? Can he win 1 or 2 more majors this year, or is it just is it too much of an uphill climb?
I think you have to get behind him at the next major. You have to. It's you. Last year, I bet you I was rooting for Rahm at the PGA after he won the Masters. Rahm's not as good as Scheffler is now, and I think Scheffler's going to have maybe even better odds than 4-1 to win the PGA. Why wouldn't he? He's so much better than everyone else, and if he can win the PGA, it just makes golf more interesting when you have a guy win it. When you have a single guy dominating the sport, it makes it more interesting. It does. I've never been a huge Scheffler fan my whole life. Right now, I'm rooting for Scheffler. If it were Scheffler Spieth at the PGA, I think I almost would root Scheffler just for how big it, like how good it would be to have that dominant golfer. Spieth might be the only one I would. That's a lie. I'd root for Spieth, but everybody else, Zalatoris, I'd root for Scheffler.
Right.
Tiger, say it was Tiger, I'd root for Scheffler. Rory, if it were Rory, I'd root for Scheffler.
And we went through that list.
Only guy Spieth.
We went through that list last night, so you're right. I don't think that he'll win because it's hard to win.
You keep saying that.
2 majors in a year. He has won the Masters. Okay, he's won a lot of tournaments. He won the Players twice, won the Masters twice.
Yeah, but he's also won the Players twice. That's
what I said. He won the Players, but that doesn't mean
these are 2 of the toughest courses in golf.
Right, and so he's going to be, and the other 3 are going to be tough as well. Like I said, his ball striking was really good. Who are the challengers? So if you were to rank the 4 guys that are behind him, who can beat him?
The thing is with golf, there's so many. It's like any day, any tournament, it could be a Harmon shows up or a Clark shows up. There's like 20 golfers right now who I wouldn't be surprised if they won a major. So there's so many guys, but he's at that point where he's beating them all. And a lot of the guys right now aren't playing good. Like McIlroy's not playing good.
Right.
From last year, why can't I remember his name? Just the what's his name from the Ryder Cup? The 4th player in the world. Why am I not remembering his name?
4th player in the world, Cantley?
No, the freaking European dude.
The European
dude. What do you? Come on, this is embarrassing.
McIlroy.
How do you not know who I'm talking about? No, the Scandinavian guy. What's his name?
The Scandinavian guy. I'm drawing a blank. Look it up.
This is the
look it up. I'm drawing a blank. I don't remember.
This is bad from you. Like I can get a blank here, but you not remembering this is embarrassing.
The Scandinavian guy.
Name the top 5 golfers in the world, please.
I'm going.
Go, please, just say the top 5 golfers in the world.
Rahm was
yes,
there.
Go.
McIlroy. Why are you yelling? Why can't you name it?
Go quick, because you're gonna get it. Because I can't remember his name. Go.
Oh, Victor Hovland. There you go.
Thank you. Jesus.
Just
how could you
not
remember that?
How could you not remember it?
I was drawing a blank and I was stuck.
You start yelling at me like that. Come on.
But every time that happens to you, I can help you. That's bad from you. Every time you don't remember a name, I have it. You know how
it took me a while to think of Victor Hovland. I'm sorry because I was
Scandinavian guy, the European top 5
Norwegian guy, right? I know who you mean, Victor Hovland. The Oberg. It's Oberg, by the way, not Aberg. He did a good job. So we got
Hovland. My point is, McIlroy's not playing well. Hovland's not playing well. Rahm isn't well. So right now it's opened up for him to win these because those top 5 golfers they're not playing well. So it's good for him.
And Hovland changed his swing, is what I remember saying. So you never know. Hey, you never know. Koepka could play great because he plays great in the PGA. For some reason, Koepka's won 3 PGAs.
Sure, but
he's possible.
Yeah,
Harmon played great. Wyndham Clark played great. You never know what will happen.
Clark had a tough week.
And you got to remember, Scotty's going to be coming off having a baby at home, keeping awake all night.
Yeah, it's overrated. He kept saying,
Overrated.
"Did you see?" No, it is the impact on his golf game. Did Tiger let his kids impact his game? A Tiger and Scheffler, I'm sure, have very two different home lives. But
Yeah, it's true.
Scheffler, he was talking about, I gotta get
two different human beings, but
yeah,
I love Tiger.
I gotta get home to my wife. He kept saying at the press conference. There were pictures of him at a bar last night in Texas. It's
Well,
so
got home.
Yeah.
Went home to Texas.
Yeah.
Credit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's enough Masters talk for our friends here on It All Boils Down to This. Good talk, Jack. I have to give you credit. You picked Scheffler. You stuck with him all the way.
And I'm picking up at the PGA. I don't care what it is.
I picked South Carolina and the girls from South Carolina, and I got that one right.
Yeah, but that was 4-1 versus like 1-2 was South Carolina.
That's true. That's true. So the next thing on the agenda is the NBA regular season has ended. Before we go to play, and I just want to talk about this Peyton Pritchard stuff. 30-10.
I said it.
Unbelievable. I watch this kid play every day, and he gets better. He's just good. I mean, he's never going to be a starting guard on a championship team, but he's a great 6th or 7th man off the bench because he can handle the ball, he can shoot the ball, he makes good, solid decisions. His only weakness is a little short. They can post him up if they have to, but he's a great little off weak side rebounder too. So, and they play no one the last 2 games and won both.
Well, they played nobody as well against.
Well, that's true too. Bantam played against
the Hornets and the Wizards. Pritchard, if he played a pickup game to 11 against Kuzi, he'd win 11-0. He's a remarkable player.
Kuzi's 94 years old.
Okay, yeah, okay. There was a stat like players to do this certain thing, and it was like Havlicek, Bird, Kuzi, and Pritchard are the 4.
Yeah, that was 30-10 in back-to-back games.
But no, yeah, good season. The season's over. That was just a great season for the Celtics. They did exceeded expectations, I guess. Not mine. Those were my expectations were for them to win at least 60 games. It's just the way the East played out and how much they went up by is great. And now it's all about the playoffs. I don't care. I'm not even listening to the noise that's been coming out today. But
the noise is bullshit. You know what? I
don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter. They win, it's over. They win, it's over. That's all they got to do. Just win.
I can tell you right now, if they win, they didn't sweep. These people are so.
I don't care. I don't care. Look, I could care less if they don't sweep. If they win in 7 games, I would not like it. But as long as they win, I do not care how it happens. They won. They can talk all they want. They were 64 wins. They won a championship.
That's all that counts. I took personally championship or bust. We knew
Tatum
that.
could suck in the finals, and if they win, I don't care. They won.
Correct. That's right. I don't think the noise will ever end. The 2018 Red Sox, they bullshit about. We compare.
They don't anymore.
Well, because they suck now.
One of the best baseball teams ever after. No, I'm saying they don't talk back about 2018 and be like, well, they didn't.
Right, they can't because
they don't talk back about the 04 Red Sox and like, well, they were down 3-0, so they're not that good of a team.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. You just win.
So
you can't criticize a team that wins. Unless you're Mike Felger, he still thinks Giannis can't lead a team to a title.
And he forgot that he won a title.
No, he doesn't forget it.
Doesn't think he can. All right, so that gets who the opponent's going to be playing tournament. So there are 4 teams in the East who have to play. We got Miami is at Philadelphia. That's the 7 and 8. Whoever wins that game gets the 7th seed. Then Atlanta plays Chicago. Whoever wins that game gets loser the first to go to the 8th seed. So in reality, one of those 4 teams is going to be the opponent. Sixers are playing really well right now. I would imagine Sixers at home will beat Miami. And I like Atlanta to beat. Chicago's played really well with Donovan. So let's say Chicago beats Atlanta. Chicago, Miami. Do you think it'll be Miami? Do you think it'll be one of the other 2 teams?
You know what? Like, obviously, it'd be nice to get the Bulls because that's just. I want Miami. They're not going to lose.
That's a good way to look at it.
I want just give me Miami. Let's beat them. Let's end this whole stupid crap with Miami. Let's just beat them in 5. Right? Get them. Win the first 2 games. Beat them up. Beat their spirits. Kill them. I'd rather not play Philly because like they could win. They could make it a little bit tricky for you. Like I could see Philly maybe. Like there's a chance Philly could a better chance than any of the other teams of winning one of those games at the first 2 games of the Garden. If it makes it a series, they still would beat Philly. I wouldn't be that worried about Philly, but like I'd rather play not Philly. I'll say.
I'd rather play somebody who's not that good. Who could? Atlanta who thinks they great because they beat us twice.
That'd be funny if we played Atlanta again.
That would be hilarious.
I'd like Atlanta. That'd be cool.
So let's see things fill out. The Knicks ended up with a 2 seed, so they get home court against the Bucks. We avoid the Knicks and the Bucks till if they win till the final round. 4-5 was Cleveland, Indiana. It was Cleveland, Indianapolis,
Cleveland, Orlando. That's who the
Orlando.
Celtics
That's
are,
it.
which
Orlando.
I love those two matchups for the
And
Celtics.
then, and so that's who they would get if they win the first round. So it's sort
I
of,
love it.
it doesn't matter because you have to win the games anyway.
So Milwaukee got the Pacers who score all those points, and Milwaukee doesn't play defense. So that could be a little bit tricky for them.
Correct.
The Knicks
You get the Sixers.
Yeah,
you don't have
that could be
Randall.
tricky for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only healthy team right now, in reality,
The
of
Celtics.
the top 4 teams, is the Celtics. Because
They
Giannis, who knows what's up? Huh?
The Celtics. It's just the more you even talk about it, they're the team that's healthy.
Who knows? Who knows if Giannis is going to be back? So that's the East. The East is pretty cut and dry. The West is where it's like because you have the Lakers and the Warriors in the play-in tournament. Like this makes this week probably a little more special as we go forward. The Lakers have to go to New Orleans to play the Pelicans, who they just destroyed yesterday.
They don't.
But the Pelicans are supposed to get, I think Ingram's supposed to come back. And then Golden State has to go to Sacramento, which is going to be a big game as well. So you could get
rivalry there, that little rivalry they got going.
You could get the Lakers and Golden State playing for the 8th spot, which would be classic TV, probably what the NBA wants. So I would imagine one of the referees there is going to be a referee that will make sure the team that's supposed to win wins.
We went from Game 7. That's not a thing in the NBA.
I know, just
they went from Game 7 of the NBA Finals to the play-in final for the final spot in the playoffs.
And the Lakers were in the Western Conference Finals last year. Got beat up by Denver.
Yeah. Well,
so I think LA will beat New Orleans, and I think New Orleans will beat.
Wait, is Davis healthy? Didn't Davis get hurt? I thought Davis.
They're all hurt.
No. Okay, yeah, whatever.
Hey, did you know John Sterling, 85, Yankees long time?
I was gonna bring that up, dude.
He retired.
Oh my god, he's gonna not now. At the end of the season.
At the end of the season.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that. Talk about that in baseball. I just saw that.
Oh my god, that was one of my big things. He's one of the greats. Oh, keep
going. One of the greats. He is. Him and Mike Gort retired in the year. So who do you like from the West? Not that it matters. Who in that Western play?
I say the Nuggets.
You still like the Nuggets having a goal?
I'll take the Warriors just because I think Curry will pull out of that. I don't know, but then again, the Warriors don't match up well with the Lakers. So you know what? I'll go to Pelicans.
Pelicans and Warriors. It'd be nice to see LeBron get knocked out.
Yeah, that would be funny to see.
But LeBron's got to lose 2 games to get knocked out.
Because LeBron will lose, and then he'll do something outrageous in a week.
Score 50 points.
Well, the NBA. No, the NBA draft's not really coming up, but he'll do something outrageous with like Bronny or something. Like I don't know.
Well, you know what they'll say is
Bronny. No, what will happen is Bronny will transfer something during like the NBA finals.
Right. If he loses, here's what's going to happen. LA is going to lose on purpose the first game because they don't want to play Denver, and then they'll beat the next game because they said we really want.
Denver's the 2.
Yeah, we want OKC, and Minnesota's the 3. So that's it. It's a good week. It's an exciting week. I give Adam Silver a lot of credit. It does charge up a little bit, especially in those cities. In Boston, it doesn't really matter because we're not there. But it does give 4. It's got 4 really good games this week. Actually, it'll be 6 really good games this week. So, and then those teams are worn out anyway for the Celtics. And the Celtics are going to get a team that's played 2 games, no matter what. So that helps a little bit for them. I guess I'm not too worried about the 1-8.
Where did Dallas end up finishing?
Dallas. I gotta go over to my other computer. Hold on.
No, forget it. I'll get it because I'll get it quicker. Because who's your MVP?
Jokic is MVP.
All right, Dallas ended up finishing 5th. They were 7 games back. Yeah, I guess I'd agree with you that Jokic.
I think Jokic is 1. SJ is 2.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I like Giannis. I like Luka a little bit because they went on that run late, but they didn't finish high enough. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
While we're on the topic of basketball, the WNBA draft tonight, Caitlin Clark going to go number 1. We had talked about this earlier today. Is who did you think would be in the top 5?
I got them all. You
thought Angel Reese.
Well, okay, that's the one I got wrong, but I got the others.
The irony here is here's the first 4 projected picks. 6' senior Caitlin Clark, 6'4" senior Cameron Brink, 6'7" senior Camila Cardoza, and 6'2" senior Ricky Jackson. Then Alea Edwards from Connecticut and JC Selden from Ohio State. She's 5'10", and then finally Angel Reese. Angel Reese's problem, she don't play defense. That's what everybody talks about. So it'll be exciting for the Indiana Fever. I think I saw Caitlin Clark today on the Today Show, and she was talking about her next goal now is trying to make the Olympic team, even though she wasn't at the tryout because she was at the Final Four. I can't imagine they wouldn't put her as the 12th person on that team because it's just a great, the viewership for that will be huge as well. And like you said, you think that there was an article too today about what she's going to have to learn in the WNBA because now she's going to be playing against players who are bigger and stronger and experienced. So it'll be an interesting transition for her. But that's happening tonight. I think it's tonight, and she'll go first to the Indiana.
She'll score more in the WNBA. She'll score more.
She will score more.
She got more open threes.
She'll score more because everybody got to be everybody else. Can't double her.
Yeah.
Can't double her.
Yeah.
Again, today we're doing this on Monday, Patriots Day, which is a uniquely Massachusetts holiday. And they do it in celebration of, I think it's Bunker Hill's the reason we do it. And on Patriots Day, we get two major things happen sports-wise in town. Number one is the marathon, which is a crazy-ass race. And number two is Red Sox play the Patriots game at 11, and they actually craft the bet. So let's start with the Red Sox because that lineup, Jack, God almighty, the pitching's been good, but what the hell is that lineup?
They're a disgrace.
How can you even?
No, they're a disgrace. They're a disgrace. They're just a disgrace. They're so useless. It's not even funny.
Who do you want to watch in that
line?
Can't
even field the ball. I don't know. Devers, he never plays. No one. They're all useless. Cassius maybe hits home runs. I don't want to watch anyone. I don't even want to watch the Red Sox. They're boring. They're horrible. They don't make plays in the field. They don't hit. They don't do anything. They don't do nothing.
They pitch pretty well. Whitlock, Cutter Crawford today went 5 innings and 2-inch shutout ball. The bullpen, that bullpen is atrocious. Even Kelly Jansen bitching about the baseballs.
But they're still trashing on Justin Turner.
Well, screw Justin Turner.
Justin Turner, they need hitters. They need guys who can hit.
If they bring Justin Turner back, they finish in last place. Without Justin Turner, they finish in last place.
Yeah, okay.
What is the record of Toronto? They're 8-8.
Oh my God.
What has Justin Turner done for last year? They were better.
How many World Series? So by your logic, Ted Williams was useless for the Red Sox because he didn't win anything.
By my logic, he was not useless. That's not my logic. I'm just saying you're bitching about bringing Justin Turner back. It just aggravates the hell out of me. Who cares? The only 2 players they should have brought back, they didn't. Simple. Solve all the problems.
Barry Bonds sucks.
Huh?
Barry Bonds sucked. Wouldn't want him on my team.
Bogarts and Betts. He should have won in 2002, but his pitching staff sucked. Yeah, Angels hit. Who was it? Steve something with an S hit a home run.
You just proved his pitching staff sucked.
I'm just saying that I don't know what your infatuation with Justin. Yeah, I think.
Dude, he's a good player.
Who tweeted that? Was that Rosenthal tweeted that out?
I don't know. Who cares?
Somebody's got a bone up there.
Whatever.
Whatever. Listen, John Henry's made a lot of stupid moves, right? Justin Turner ain't one of them. No.
Okay. Yep. Whatever.
Marathon.
Whatever.
Marathon Mom and I went today.
I like David Hamilton. He's good to watch.
Oh my God, get out of town, Dave. Valdez.
I'm joking.
I know you're joking.
I love Yoshida. He's awesome. He's the best.
I love Yoshida too, but he's not that good. I'm telling you something. This is now all we're going to see is September. They're going to be terrible. They're going to bring the 3 kids up and they're going to go for it.
No, they won't. They're going to be cheap, and they won't. They're going to wait.
They will not be cheap with those 3. You can't.
Oh, yes, they will.
Okay, there's our bet. September, we see at least 2 of those 3.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll take that bet. Yeah, 2. You need 2 of them.
At least
I could maybe see Teal, but no way you get 2.
There, you're definitely at Marcelo.
Right. Nope. Okay, I like that bet. No way. 1 of them at most.
You think only 1? I think 2. So record that down. And I know that our good listener Brian Can't will remember that because he likes.
Go for it. Well, he doesn't care about the Red Sox. He cares about that Yankee team. He's a steamrolling everybody with that a-hole Nestor Cortez pitching. Ban him from the league. Do something about that. The MLB social media accounts tweeting about laughing. Like, look at how funny this is. No, get rid of him.
That was a horrendous act of.
I would plunk him somehow. Like, I don't know how you do it because he doesn't plunk him. You got to somehow plunk him.
But then again, in that same game, our good friend Verdugo forgot to run the ball. Got doubled up. Ground ball.
Well,
first.
That's Verdugo.
Can't get the plate double up at first. That's bad.
I'm stunned.
You're stunned. You're stunned.
I'm stunned. His baseball fundamentals weren't working.
You mean Soto and Judge haven't rubbed off on him to play the game the right way?
It doesn't matter. They're like the best team in the American League right now.
So right now they're playing really well, but they don't.
And they don't even have their best player, which is
Derek Cole. Well, they have their best player. They don't have their best pitcher.
Okay.
Judge is still healthy. So
Well,
on
Foot
like
instead of the judge.
on Patriots Day, they also run the marathon, which is a million people running down the street for 26 miles to Boston from Hopkinton. And Mom and I were at mile 20 today just to see some runners. And it was neat. It was a beautiful day. Nice to go in. We went to Johnny's Luncheonette afterwards for lunch. But we were at mile 20 and waiting for the wheelchair guys to go by, and then people start coming. All of a sudden, the helicopter goes over and the trains are coming. The cops come. Here comes the leader. And I'm thinking, okay, he'll be in, there'll be a pack right behind him. He was in the lead at mile 20. What's up? He had about a 2-minute lead at mile 20. And Mom and I are looking at each other saying, where's the pack? And the pack is like way back. So he ended up winning the race. I forget his name. I should look it up. But it was neat to see it's neat to see how, first of all, how skinny those guys are and tiny, but how quick they run. And so he ends up winning. Then we wait. The women are coming by next. And the women came by in a pack of 12. And I guess there was one American in the pack of 12. And I think the winner today was she defending champ. She defended her champ. But they were in flying. And then there was a woman who we do on iFit, Ashley Paulson. Mom and I watched with the pink hair. She came by. Mom yelled at her, "Hey, Ashley!" like that. And she had headphones on. She didn't hear her. But it was fun. We had a good time.
There's no way. That's a lie. There's no way Mom yelled like that.
Yes, she did. Where is she?
No, we don't need. I'll ask her later, but there's no way she did that.
She yelled, "Ashley!" like that. Honest to God, she did. It was great. We had Joe. It was my brother who's the runner. It was like 70 degrees. It was such a beautiful day, and it was not too bad. And people ringing cowbells all over, enough, but it was fun. So that was the marathon. Are you going to run? You ran a half marathon, did you?
Yeah.
We have some video of that, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't care, but marathon it's good. It's a good event. That's all I'll say.
It's a good event. All right, so that was the Patriots Day events here in Massachusetts for all of us who live here.
I was gonna say you didn't let me. The guy how far ahead of the pack was he?
He's probably 2:30 ahead. He ended up winning
I was gonna say he goes to the same doctor as Roger Clemens.
Does he really?
No, it's a HGH joke.
Oh, well, they're all doing HGH.
I know they're all on steroids. Those Ethiopian dudes and the Kenyan guys. First off, they're running on like Mount Kilimanjaro, like 10,000 feet above sea, so they get the altitude training. I made that point about the Hunter kid on Colorado, and they're definitely doing like how do they like drug test or do they
drug test big time?
And how do they get? Are they getting away with it or what's going on?
No, I think they probably do it to the legal limit, just like everybody.
So they're not cheating.
No,
but like Roger Clemens was cheating.
Those guys, like what's his name, the cyclist there,
and Armstrong was cheating.
Right? Like that was cheating. These guys, they you said they run it out. These guys must weigh 115, 20 pounds. They're flying, and they got good equipment, and they're skinny, and they run. I mean, I don't know why they do it. They're good. I don't know why the people in the back of the pack do it because they're raising money. But God Almighty, there's people slogging through. And you think, and Mom was looking and say, well, that guy's got good form, or that guy's got good form, and some are like dying with it. So that was.
Is that like painful? Like, is that like a struggle for the dude that that wins the marathon? Like, is he like dead right now, or is he like walking?
No, he'll probably go out and run a 10-mile tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember we did. Uncle Joe did triathlons. Back when he used to do triathlons, the leaders would all finish. And then in 5 hours, they're out running again. These guys are nuts.
Yeah, that's not right.
Shout out to Uncle Joe who ran the Tour de Mont Blanc like twice. Did a 70-mile run and a 100-mile run around the mountains around Mont Blanc over there in France and Italy and Switzerland. So God bless him for doing that. I got to see him finish once, and he finished while we were there the second time. So that's Patriots Day here in Boston. Next thing, I do know we are supposed to be able next week. Hopefully we'll have Jay Trev on, right? That's going to be the goal.
Yeah, our draft insider. We got to find a time to get him on to discuss the draft and JJ coming to the Patriots.
He is not. He's not. But no, I think we'll tease Jay Trev hopefully next week. The draft is the 25th. It is now today's the 15th. So 10 days from today we'll have the draft. So next week we'll try to get Mr. Trevisani in to give us his updates. See if it's still going to go. Williams, Daniels, and then May first three. Can't see the Patriots passing up a quarterback.
We'll see.
I don't think they pass up May. I mean, these crazy people that think they're doing the greatest thing since Bill Belichick left here, they'll find a way to screw it up. Kraft will screw this up. Kraft will show the world how he can't win without Brady and Belichick, but they can win without him. So be it. But we'll tease Jay Trev coming in next week, hopefully for the draft. If he doesn't come in, it's your fault, Jay Trev, if you're watching. If not, maybe we'll bring Chris and Kevin back to talk some NFL draft as well. Or Tommy T texted me the other day, so maybe maybe we'll try to get Tommy on the next 2 or 3 weeks, talk NBA playoffs. That'd be a good idea as well.
Well, no, we gotta wait. We'll wait. Once Lillard gets eliminated, we'll get him on.
Oh, you want to wait till Lillard's gone?
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Tommy T. Get Lillard on. You had a Man U rant. So Premier League.
No, let's just start with the Premier League. So the Premier League, the title race, all heating up. We got match week 32. Everyone's like within a point of each other. The three City, Liverpool, and Arsenal. And Liverpool and Arsenal just both throw up on themselves. Unbelievable. It's just City's gonna win the league again. Liverpool lost to Crystal Palace. Arsenal lost to Aston Villa. Just it hurts. It's a shit. I was rooting for Arsenal, but I realized I'm rooting for City. It's way more funny seeing Arsenal lose and seeing their fans have an absolute meltdown. And it's so funny seeing Jurgen Klopp's big final season come crashing to an end. Ever since we beat them in that FA Cup game, they've been a mess. So it's just been great. There's a great quote out there going around. It's like, why argue with an Arsenal fan when you can just wait? Because the premise is they'll be wrong. They're going to be wrong all the time. It's just so good. Oh, Kevin was losing.
Has Kevin thrown up his hands yet for Arsenal?
He's sending voice messages. Just great. One of the worst days of his life. It's just the Premier League. And now I'm a Man United fan. What happened to us on Saturday, the day before Sunday, when those two teams melted down, was the biggest disgrace ever. The players didn't even try. Like it was Bruno Fernandes, our captain, was the one guy on the field who tried. He scored 2 goals. He hit the crossbar from 30 yards. He was running and closing down everyone. Nobody else looked like they wanted to be there. And then people are complaining. Garnacho, who's played like 20 games in a row as a 19-year-old, gets subbed off at halftime. He complains about the coach subbing him off. Anthony, who we paid $100 million for, has freaking 1 goal this year, 0 goals in the Premier League, is complaining that he's not getting enough playing time anymore. You can't score. You're the worst player I've ever seen. The players are a disgrace. The manager's going to get sacked. He's not been good enough this year. But at the end of the day, it's not 100% his fault. It's impossible to coach his team right now. At least we got the new structure. But these players, I can't forgive a lot of these guys. Like the next manager that comes in, you got to clean. Almost everyone has to go.
Are they 7th in the table?
Oh, they're terrible. Yeah.
Are they going to make the Europa League?
I don't know. Put us in the Conference League, whatever the hell that is.
That's the next league down.
I don't. Just
let me ask you this: so we got the top 3, which are Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal. They're still battling it out. Man City's got more of the advantage after 2 teams lost, so it's good Premier League talk. And Man U's Jack's favorites. They're like in 7th place. They're not going to get relegated though, at least. But do you think cleaning house, new ownership, new management? Do you think that's the way to go? And that transitions me to Chelsea got new ownership and management.
That's what we're doing. The thing like with the manager, everyone hates the manager, wants him gone. I mean, what he did last year, I thought was incredible, and how good we were, and it was probably the best I've seen us play ever in my time as a fan since 2014. This year, it's like what the other I didn't even mention him, Casemiro. I don't think Saudi Arabia would take him. He's the worst player I've ever seen. And I don't exaggerate. For Manchester United right now,
Jack doesn't exaggerate.
I'm not I do exaggerate. I mean, I'm not exaggerating right now. He's the worst player in his current form I've ever seen for Man United. He can't control like a simple pass them that like you would control. I'm dead serious. It's strange what's going on. He's supposed to be one of the leaders in the locker room, but he's just collecting his pension at Man United because we gave him like $400K a week as a 30-year-old for 5 years, and Real Madrid's laughing at us when we submitted that offer for them.
Okay, and that's a good Man U. Right? What happened with Chelsea today? Something funny.
So the only thing worse than Man United is Chelsea. So this guy he scores all their penalties. He's got like 10 penalties this year. They're up like 4-0. He's got a hat trick. He's going for his 4th goal. And he steps up to take the penalty. He's got 2 players on his team trying to fight him for the ball, trying to fight him to take the penalty. It's like, of all the things that would happen at Man United, that would never happen at United. Bruno would give the penalty up, or Bruno would, because Bruno likes getting involved like that. But it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. The guy taking the penalties, they were up 4-0 and they had a fight. Like they almost started fighting each other on the field.
Who makes the call on who takes the penalty? Isn't it the coach's job?
I would assume the manager, would I guess have the ultimate final say. Yeah.
So the guy that the best player took the penalty and made it.
Yeah, he scored. He scored. I'm not kidding. He scored like 10 penalties in the league this year. It's outrageous.
And
He
that was
scored
his-
two. He scored 2 against us.
Yeah, all right. So they fought over who gets to take it, but that's really bad. That's sort of like bad. Equivalent in here to who would take a technical free throw.
And so I think this week we got coming. Yeah, it would be like that. Yeah, but a penalty is a lot more important than a technical free throw. It would almost be like if you get a penalty shot in hockey, if they even do that anymore, who would take that?
They do penalty shots. I think the penalty
It's
shot
even more valuable. It's even more valuable in soccer because you score way more in hockey.
The penalty shot in hockey is if whoever gets penalized, whoever gets the breakaway gets dumped, he takes the shot.
Okay.
You don't get to select. Hey, some good hockey talk. Bruins playoffs bound.
And then I'll say, we got the Champions League. I think this week it would be hilarious to see Arsenal go out to Bayern after what just happened to them in the league.
Aren't they down though to Bayern?
No, I think they're tied 3-3, but they're going to play at Bayern. The game is at Bayern. It just the Arsenal. There's no fan base. I don't think a fan base melts down like theirs. It's just so funny online seeing all their fans, and then obviously because I get Kevin, and it's just so funny. It's so funny.
So Kevin, we next week. When's the league over? When's the season over?
Middle May and in May.
So we got to make sure when the season's over, we'll bring Kevin on again, and we'll do a recap of the league, and maybe
I don't think I want to because he's been a baby about it the whole year, and he's always, well, we sucked all the whole time. So no, he'll just be a little whiny brat about it.
Maybe
He's got this great team, and my team sucks. He's whining about it.
Maybe we'll bring Chris Greco on to talk about Liverpool then instead. He won't whine about them. And finally, in the soccer front, your mom and I for the last 2 seasons watched Welcome to Wrexham, which is fun. And it's Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, who are the Hollywood owners. And it just shows they moved promotions. So they go from National League to League Two, from League Two to League One in 2 years, which doesn't happen a lot. Probably not going to advance them as quick. But I think this is somewhere where I think if you're willing, you said this to me too, if you're willing to put money into your team, you're going to win. And I think it's all the way up, and I think that's how Man City, you said, has become so good. The owners were willing to put the money in. But the Welcome to Wrexham thing, on FX, season 3, which is not the whole season, but halfway through this first year in League One for them, or League Two for them, will be good. And I just wanted to give a shout out because I do watch it, and I think it's a nice story to watch as it goes. Like Luton Town, I think was the same way. They went all the way from National League up to Premier League. And again, it's just like in any sport, just like John Henry, and he's got Liverpool. If he's willing to spend the money, he's going to have a winning team. Because if you spend the money the right way, you're going to have a winning team. And they're proving that because they've gone out and picked the players that they think they need to improve, and they've made advances with their stadium too. But again, I hate to bring it back to the Red Sox. If you're willing to spend the money, you're going to win. You're going to, as long as you spend. Not true, but you spend the money correctly. If you have the right people making the right decisions, and I don't think that that's happened here in Boston, or probably at Liverpool either. So that was my little soccer update. Jack got his Man U ran in there. Another big story. And I have a couple of questions at the end after this. Is Coach John Calipari has decided to coach this will be his 4th college basketball team. He's going to University of Arkansas, a Razorbacks, staying within the SEC, going from Kentucky. So he is now coached in college. He's coached UMass, he's coached Memphis, he's coached Kentucky, he's coached Arkansas. So he's done a lot in that SEC area, and he did take a stint at the New Jersey Nets, but. And they hired Mark Pope, who's like the 6'10" center who's at Washington State, who played at Kentucky for Ricky Pitino. And he brings a whole different vibe, I think, because I've been reading a lot about that lately. But what Coach Cal, he had to get out, I think. I don't know how he picked Arkansas, but Arkansas needed a coach. And what kind of money are they throwing at him?
A lot. He's buddies with one of the big boosters there. I know that. And again, it was good. I think he was trying to use them as leverage to get a new contract with Kentucky. And Kentucky was like, no, just go there and take that contract. So he's like, all right, I'll leave. I love Coach Cal. I think he's one of the funnier dudes on the planet. Like I don't know. I don't even know how to even describe him. Like, I don't know if he's self-aware of how big of like a sleazeball salesman I think that's just who he is. Like, I don't think he's playing a character. Like, I don't think he's like playing that character or selling or anything. I
Right.
think that's truly just who he is. You know, he is. That's who, and he's just so awesome. Some all-time quotes. He had the I talked to the team. There is no team because there's no one on Arkansas right now. Everyone's in the transfer portal. That's how it is. He's an entertaining guy. He's an entertaining quote, and I hope Arkansas kick the crap out of Kentucky this year. I hope they kill him.
You do?
And they got rid of Battle. Wasn't Battle there?
Khalif had gone to transfer portal, go to the NBA,
He
right?
stinks. Yeah.
So the question is down to this: we've lost a lot of good coaches over the last 3 or 4 years? You know, Coach K left, Jay Wright left. The changing world of I have no team, of the NIL and the transfer portal. I wouldn't be shocked if Cal's successful in Arkansas right away. He'll bring the players.
Yeah.
The way a lot of his kids from Kentucky are going to transfer in. I would worry if I mean I know that
real quick, is he getting the Brunson kid there, the kid who played for Ricky Brunson at the high school there, the kid from New Jersey, Camden?
probably is like who knows? It gets everybody. I think Kentucky.
I'm on my Ricky Brunson coach.
Yeah, I think Kentucky will struggle a little bit with the change. It'll be a big change in culture. I'll tell you, Big Blue Nation though, they come out. They had a press conference and they brought a bus into the Rupp and they dropped off all these ex-players and it's packed. They get 20. They get more people for a press conference than we get in 5 games at the Lee Coors Center. And it's all about the money. So if Kentucky has the money, they can probably work their way through.
That's a gift and a curse though for that coach there. It's like, I know he's a Kentucky alumni. I know he's a national champion there, but like, is he ready for that pressure? Is he ready for that spotlight?
Right.
Calipari was ready for that. Calipari wanted that. You know what I mean? Patino wanted that. Those guys, they wanted it. I mean, they lived for that. And again, it wore Calipari out, but he wants that.
So the question comes down to is Mark Pope, Billy Gillispie, who followed Patino, or is he John Calipari? And you're right, absolutely right. The pressure on them, you have all these inherent strengths. You know, a great program, great boosters, great people. You know, a blue blood among blue bloods. And everything going for you, probably get NIL, but you still have to get the kids to come play for you. And you still then have to coach the kids. So Cal could get the kids, but couldn't coach them. And Cal ran along the lines of the one and dones for a while too. But I think you're right. I think Kentucky, it's always a risk when you hire somebody, no matter what.
And overall, like I know the past 5 years, half decade or whatever, have been not very good for Calipari at Kentucky. But overall, he did a great job there. He won a national championship. It's hard, like people forget because of what UConn did the past 2 years. They made it look so easy how they won. Right. It's so hard to win a national championship. It is so hard to win a national championship. He won one. He had the undefeated team. They lost. He had a couple other teams that lost. I mean, how many times were they ranked number 1 in the country? I mean, he had great teams. He did a great job. I mean, and then I think what helps now, Kentucky doesn't need help with their legacy, but just to put all those players he did in the NBA and the amount of guys he's going to put in the Hall of Fame, the amount of guys he's going to put in the Hall of Fame from there. It's just the Calipari legacy at Kentucky. I mean, for my childhood, he was the guy. It was him.
Right. And the irony is he did the same thing at UMass. He put players in the NBA.
It's a different scale.
And he on a different scale, right? But he cut his teeth there. He went from there to the NBA where it just didn't work because you can't be a sleazeball with NBA players.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't recruit in the NBA.
Right. I say because he had the fight with Coach, they did have ultimate respect for each other at the end. So it's hard. He's won. He might have to do it the way you want him to do it, but he's a winner and he's an upstanding guy. I want more money if I'm going to stay here. And the guy said bye. He said I'm taking more money and where I want to go. But as they age out, I think we're going to lose a lot of these coaches because of the NIL and because of the transfer world, because the Jay Wrights of the world. We just don't want to deal with that shit anymore.
All right, cool. That's cool and all, but guess what? Someone's got to win the national championship. Someone's got to be one of the better coaches. So
Correct.
There's always going to be coaches, and it's just going to fit itself out. Like, didn't Bill James, the famous Bill James quote that everyone hates and everyone's like it's one of the worst sports quotes ever. If you took every single player in the MLB and you got rid of them in 5 years, you could replace them all.
Right. Because it could, because
that's what sports are. That's what sports are. There's always going to be someone else. There's always someone else. There's enough talent. There's enough coaching talent in this country. We'll always have enough. There'll always be great coaches in this.
You always find a coach, but it's just a matter of
going to be Danny Hurley.
I think
It's not going anywhere.
one of the things I like, if we get our group together again, one of the things I like to talk about is what's going to happen with the NCAA, what's going to happen with football, the power conference when they split to the 64, and the relegation play might work because you were one of the bottom 5 or 6. It gives the group of 5 teams a chance to play up.
That's too in depth for me. I'm just a fan. I like watching and talking about it. We were at golf yesterday. Everyone's ripping on Fitzy. He's the commissioner. He's running the league like he loves the power. He's like turned into a dictator and everything. And we're talking about we gotta create like a board so we can keep him in check. And then me and Kincaid are like, we're fine just being players, like with our role as players and just showing up and playing. I'm just a player. I'm just a fan.
So
I don't
what's
care
the
what happens with the
hey
NCAA.
for
As long
all
as there are
our
games.
for our
I'm not
loyal
like,
listeners, what's the name of the league and how can you get follow? You can follow.
no,
Somebody
I'm
was
not.
tweeting,
There's nothing. No. It's the Fringe Week Golf League. There's just
somebody
I'm
was
number
tweeting out.
one.
Mom was following you guys like they said they were tweeting big time yesterday.
Oh, they tweet. That was another thing. It was like Texas updates after every hole. It's like who the kid who's tweeting? He's playing golf. Like how are you
He
playing?
didn't care. Who was tweeting, by the way?
Some random kid. You wouldn't know.
Rando, I don't know. All right, before we go, Mike Gorman, I just wanted to bring this up because we saw John Sterling so John Sterling, big time announcer. Do you want to do an impersonation of John Sterling or not?
No, I mean the home run at Fenway Park or the home run that was
That's right.
The Stantonian blast.
Hey, Stantonian blast.
Out of the ballpark, way out of here. He's the best. And then he got hit by the baseball last year. I think we were talking about it.
He's the Yankees win guy, right?
What? Oh yeah, the
Yankees win.
The Yankees win. Who's the PA announcer there? Shepard?
Yeah, Bob Shepard.
Yeah, no, he's like Bob Shepard. Can you hear this?
Well, I want bullets behind the plate.
Yeah, Dave O'Brien told me the pitch to Stanton. There it goes. Deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone out of the ballpark. A Stantonian home run. What did I do wrong? What did I see wrong? He's at first base.
He's at first base.
He's a shot off the wall.
The best call ever.
Didn't he get thrown out to play that sequence then?
Yeah. No, he hit the ball. Judge, I think Judge got thrown at the plate. He's the one who hit the ball which was hit harder than that. Now I don't. That's kind of making fun of John Sterling. He's a great announcer. I mean, he called games. He never missed games. He called games for however long, probably close to 50 years. I don't. I could be wrong with this, but I mean, he's a great announcer.
Yeah,
that's the funniest moment ever. And his voice is perfect for the radio.
Right. He joined the Yankee broadcast in 1989. It was
so not as long as I would have expected, but
36th season in the booth today.
But nobody like we were doing. Nobody like Mike Gorman. 43 years. He still looks.
Mike Gorman's next. Yeah,
he still looks young. The Celtics did a really good job with their tributes for him and all that. He was very emotional and everything. Gonna miss. Mike's gonna be a big miss with Mike and Tommy. Remy's gone. All these guys that I grew up listening to are all gone. The day Zolak goes.
Oh my God, yes.
Zolak's different though because it's like I don't listen to the Patriots on the radio like I watch.
Remember we listened to one game on the way home from Philly.
Jack Edwards.
He was going nuts.
Yeah, that was a problem.
Yeah.
I think it's a game they might have came back against the Broncos like a big
Yeah, it might have been. I think they were playing against Manning, right?
But yeah, no, those announcers, it's just Well,
so we were talking Mike Gorman, what was it, 43 years? And we looked, Joe Castig was 1983, so he's at 41, so he's got 2 more to catch up to him. Joe Castig of the Red Sox got 2 more. And then I just wanted to bring up Vern Lundquist real quick, who used to do a great job with SEC football, and he retired. And he did his last Masters this week. And he's had great calls in 16. He's just got that really great Southern kind of football voice. He'll be missed as well. So if you think about it, in your lifetime.
That's a good. What you just made. That's a good point. He's got that great like Southern. All these dudes coming out. Like I know the news. I like the new Celtics guy, but all these dudes coming out of like Syracuse are kind of like these dorky guys. Who is that next like Musburg or Keith Jackson or
that's true. Who knows?
Or Vern with that real great voice, not that dorky voice that we're getting. I'm not saying these are bad guys. Like I'm not saying Ian Eagle is a bad guy but who's got that unique like honestly, I can hear Brent calling up college SEC guy. I can hear Vern Lundquist calling an SEC football.
Right.
I can't hear I can't hear Ian Eagle or calling a game like that. I don't know.
What
I
about-
can't
what
hear
about-
I can't hear Sean McDonough calling a game like that. I can't. I need
What
one of
about-
those guys.
What about Mike Breen?
Yeah, but he's not. That's totally different announcer. That's not like that Southern type of college
No,
football.
I'm just saying, like Keith Jackson will say, yeah, we're losing. They roll out. Like in your lifetime.
But I'm saying there's no replacement for him. Keith Jackson had Musburger to
Well,
replace
Keith
him.
Jackson and Musburger, even Vern, were in reality peers in a lot of ways.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
they were older peers. I would still. It's the new, like Vince Scully was before them, right? And I
That's
I
that
grew up.
type of voice.
I grew up with Ned Martin, you know, and then Sean McDonough, and then Don Orsillo, and now Dave O'Brien for the Red Sox. So I grew up with those. With football,
That's another one. Like Dave O'Brien's got that kind of that Syracusey voice where
He
it's
does.
it's not that big time college football voice.
I don't think there's
Chris
anyone.
Fowler, you know, I like Chris. Chris Fowler's got a different voice kind of like that, a little bit more.
That's a good question, Dan. I wasn't expecting to go to that route, but you're right. Where, you know, in your lifetime, though, think about it. Celtics games on television have always been called by Mike Gorman. Always.
Yeah.
And I moved up here in '85. He's been calling the games on Sports Boston all the time. And he had Kuzi, and he had Heinzen for the longest time. And when I first got here, Johnny Most was doing the radio. You know, and Ned Martin was doing radio and TV for the
Well,
Red
that's the other thing. How long's Grande? It's Sean Grande.
He's been here a while now,
Him and
too.
Gorman combined have called 5,000 games.
He's been here a long time. But again, that's a local piece. And like Vern Lundquist, Jim Nantz, when he leaves, Jim Nantz has a unique style about him. You got to give Jim Nantz some credit.
Yeah, but Jim Nantz, again, not an SEC football announcer.
No, like Joe Buck, another one, but he's not an SEC football announcer.
Like,
Who's
you know what? But then again, Gary Danielson is the guy. And I picked him in our announcers draft. And you know why? Subconsciously, I was thinking because he kind of has that voice. So
He's the
guy.
Gary
he's
Danielson's play-by-play guy. Off the top of my head, I can't remember who CBS now. It's going to be ESPN. We'll do SEC football. Probably see Sean McDonough doing SEC football. I love Sean McDonough. He's around my age too, and I always thought he had a great way.
Why did I say Gary Danielson? Not Gary Danielson. Who? Gary Danielson does play. Yeah, you're right.
He's the
Danielson
color
is the
guy.
Color guy. Who am I talking about? Why did I say Gary Danielson? No. Who? What's his? You're killing me again here, dude. Oh, you're killing me. I can't remember a thing
I'm
today.
killing you. Well, like all those guys have been around forever. Shoot, who does the CBS FCC?
Because he used to call it with Nessler.
Brad Nessler.
Brad Nessler, and he kind of has that voice.
Kind of, but it's still, you know, I like the
No,
fact that you brought up it's the Syracusey voice is a great Bob Costas Syracusey voice where you're.
I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying that's
No,
just
and they're
what it
good.
is.
They're good, but there's no. You're right. We're missing that. Maybe
I did say it was a dorky voice, but that's almost what it is. It's like it's a I don't know what it is. It's just, it's
you're
a
probably right.
Syracuse voice.
Probably right. You know, and it's about it's. We used to have regional announcers. If we were down in Georgia, we'd probably have one of the Georgia or Kentucky or Alabama.
But that's too southern for me.
Too
I
southern.
don't even know what I'm looking for. I don't know what it is.
I know
It's
what
just
you're
it's
saying,
not
though.
that great.
I
don't
think
know.
it's the big
not-
voice. I think you miss,
Maybe it's
especially
the microphones they use in CBS or something. They're like changing the voice. I don't know. There's something about their SEC.
No, they were. I think you hit the nail on the head. They were it's a very unique. It's a unique sound, if I would say it, and I agree with you. And with Vern Lundquist leaving, we're down to just having the regular guys who've gone through the program. You know, these guys weren't even announcers when they were 18 years old. They went to college. They probably did a few odd jobs, and hey, I'll become an announcer. Like if you look at college football announcers on a local level, there's guys that have been doing it for 50 years for these big schools, Michigan and Ohio State and Alabama and LSU, and we will lose that. I like the fact that you brought the Syracusey dorky voice up because that does make some sense to me with regards to that. But at some point we'll have to go back to that announcer stuff, I get, because I thought that was a fun thing to do. Yeah.
And then last thing before we leave, the USA announced their roster.
USA who? Soccer.
Basketball.
Oh, basketball.
Steph Curry, LeBron James. That's an effing farce. That is an effing joke. That is a disgrace that those two are actually going to take a spot from some of these younger guys who want to play. That's a joke. You play in tournament, selfish a-holes.
So how many are named, by the way?
Ready? Kevin Durant, What?
Another one. Or
Jason
actually,
Tatum. Jason Tatum. How about this one? Joel Embiid. Somehow he's American now. Devin Booker, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, and Anthony Davis. I'm not watching.
Is that the 12 they're taking?
That selfish, arrogant LeBron dude doing it again. No need. There's no need for him to be there. No need.
So
He cares.
Jalen didn't make it?
Obviously not. None of these guys did I read Anthony.
SGA make it?
I said Anthony Edwards. No, okay. No, SGA is Canadian.
Yes, Canadian. He's not even from here.
But there's other guys. There's guys who would. I don't know.
You're right. And that's an
Steph Curry,
ongoing
Curry,
thing.
LeBron, and Durant should not be playing. They
Who are
should.
any
done it.
backups there? They didn't mention any who's coming in because one of those guys will get hurt anyway. And LeBron got knocked down a line to it all. He's those guys have seen they've had their chance. Let's give the young kid a chance. I totally agree with it. Embiid, he became
the other thing is LeBron and Steph, when they struggled, at least Durant, LeBron and Steph didn't play last time. They didn't. They didn't. So if I don't want Simone Biles going to the Olympics, why the hell do I want LeBron James and Steph Curry going to the Olympics? I'm consistent.
I wouldn't complain about Embiid. He did come in and get his American citizenship, and he wants to play for him. He's young. He wants to play for him. That's okay. That's life.
But LeBron and Steph, they weren't there when they were struggling at the last one, and now they're going to be there for their last.
They're coming to save the team.
It's going to be all about them too. And I remember Durant after the last one, he literally told Tatum, he's like, "This is going to be your team now." So, but now he's got Tatum's be coming off the bench.
Well, who knows who's coaching that? Do they have a coach?
Yeah, it's Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr's coaching this?
I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. All right, let's get out of here.
Hey, a great episode 35 for It All Boils Down to This. Episode 35 is now concluded. Jack, thanks for joining us. For Jack Boyle, I'm Jim Boyle, and we'll see you on down the road. Thanks for listening to this episode of It All Boils Down to This, recorded at WCTV studios in our hometown of Wilmington, Massachusetts. We're always open to any ideas, critiques, topics, and guests. So if anyone out there in podcast world needs to get a hold of us, we can be reached via email at jboyle22@comcast.net. Along with Jack Boyle, I'm Jim Boyle. Make sure to tune in to the next edition of It All Boils Down to This.